Hi, I'm Nick with Dorman Products, and I'd like to talk to you today about our drive shafts. Drive shafts are responsible for transferring rotational power about the vehicle. While there are a few types of drive shafts used in modern vehicles, today we'll be covering straight, hollow shafts that use universal joints at one or both ends, not the solid type that slide into a differential housing or a transaxle. Drive shafts of this construction are usually used to send power from the transmission to the rear axle or from the transfer case to the front axle. Drive shafts can break from shock loading, often caused when spinning tires rapidly reacquire traction. Similarly, this can happen when power is suddenly applied to move an immobile object, like pulling something very heavy with the vehicle. High RPM clutch dumps can also cause drive shafts to break. Also, damage from an item that has been run over is a common cause of shaft failure. Road debris can also dent the tubes, reducing the strength of the drive shaft. The most common source of failure, however, is probably neglected or failed U-joints coming loose and allowing the drive shaft to contact the vehicle and ground, both of which often wreck the shaft. Ideally, though, the customer heard the knocking and felt vibrations before the drive shaft came or comes apart. When that customer walks through the door, you'll want to sell them a Dorman drive shaft. For starters, we always fix each of our drive shafts where applicable by eliminating U-joints that are staked into place and thus not replaceable. We build our drive shafts to be fully serviceable and include U-joints that are held in by industry standard end clips. Our shafts are 100% new, not rebuilt or remanufactured. We match OE construction too. If your customer's drive shaft is aluminum, the one we send you will be aluminum. And if it's steel, we'll send you a steel one. Our packaging is robust enough to deal with even the toughest shipping and truck service, and each of our shafts is balanced before being shipped for a problem-free installation the first time. And with serviceable U-joints, it's the last one your customer should ever need to buy. Remember, as we said earlier, failed U-joints cause drive shaft failure. It's probably the most common cause. By having a U-joint that can easily be lubricated and replaced when needed, the drive shaft is protected and is likely the last one your customer will ever buy. Replacing these things can be a bit of a hassle, but it's within the realm of pro mechanics and DIYers, though life can be a bit more difficult without a lift for this job. Access to these is generally quite good due to the fact that they spin and need some clearance. Standard hand tools are usually plenty to get the job done. For the most part, you shouldn't need to sell much beyond the drive shaft itself. Your customer may lose a bit of fluid if removing a slip yoke from the rear of the transmission. If he should want to replace the yoke, we sell those as well. Your customer may also want to replace the center support bearing, which Dorman can also supply. The same goes for flexible drive shaft couplings. You might also suggest a tube of grease for the grease gun too, since all the joints in a Dorman shaft are serviceable. After installing a Dorman drive shaft, your customer should be set to fly for a pretty long time without much attention beyond basic lubrication. And when the time comes, the universal joints are replaceable, but those won't be necessary for years and years. And remember, if you need any help before, during, or after the sale, our Dorman technical support team is always handy to help. Give them a holler at 1-866-933-2911. Thanks for taking a little time to brush up on drive shafts. We hope it helps you and your customers. I'll see you next time.